Hello everyone. So what we are going to be looking at today is basically we are going to be looking at what we call simultaneous equation, right? So now we are going to be seeking to solve in terms of how do we go about solving simultaneous equation. I think by now you understand that by the word simultaneous, I think, isn't it that doing two things at the same time, right? So therefore we are going to be solving for two two unknowns, right? We are going to be solving for two unknowns at the same time. Now it's okay. So as the question states that we are going to be solving for your x and also your y, right? So now let's take it. Now let's start. Now, firstly, in order for you to solve for your simultaneous equation, now let's look at your number one. What is important is that now you need to make the equation, right? Or you need to equate one of the variables. Now, for example, here you are given x, subtract y is equals to 8. And what? You are given that you have 2x plus your y is equals to 10. So now what is important is you're going to make each of these equations, either your x or your y, the subject of the formula, right? Now, in this case, for equation one, you're going to say this is going to be your x, is equals to your what? Is equals to your y plus 8. Remember, when you take this one, this side is going to when you take your negative y, that side it's going to become your positive y, right? So this is therefore going to be your equation one. Then you're going to equate the other one, which is going to be what? Your 2x plus your y is equals to 10 as your second equation, right? So now those are the first things that you need to do. And after that, what is it that you're going to do is you're going to substitute your equation one into equation two, right? So how do you do that? Now, which means in a space where there is x, right? In a space where there is x, you are going to substitute your y plus 8, right? So now let's go. So remember your equation 2, it's 2. Now there is x, right? So which means in the space for x, you're going to substitute y plus your 8, right? It makes sense, isn't it so? Then your continue plus your y is equals to 10, isn't it so? Then now you can continue solving. Now what is it that you're going to have here? This is going to be equals to what? You're going to multiply now. This is going to be your 2y plus what is going to be your 8 multiplied by 2, 16. Then you're going to have 16 plus your y, which is equals to 10. Right? Which is equals to 10. Then what you're going to do is you're going to group the like terms. So now you're having your 2y plus your y, and this is going to give you what? This is going to give you your 3y. And what is going to be your 3yp? This is going to be 3y is equals to, when you take this 16, it's negative. When you take it this side, it's positive. When you take it this side, it's going to be negative. So you're going to have like 10 subtract 16. And 10 subtract 16, let's just write it. This is going to be 10 subtract 16. And when you're having 10 subtract 16, this is same as 3y is equals to your what? This is equals to negative 6. Right? Now, when you're having your negative 6, you divide by 3, you divide by 3. So now, can you see that your value of your y now is going to be equals to what? Your negative 2. Now, you found what is going to be the value of your y. After you found your value of your y, now you're going to do what? You're going to take this y and substitute it in any of these equations to get your correspondence x value, right? So you can take now your y, you say, no, you take your y, you substitute it into your equation one. Now, when you substitute y into one, this is what is going to happen. So this is going to be your x. Remember your equation one, it was x is equals to your y. And what is your value of your y? Your y, it's negative 2. So where there is y, you write negative 2. Remember the equation was x is equals to your y plus your 8. And then where there is y, you write the negative 2 plus your 8. And therefore, your value of your x, what is going to be your value of your x this time around now? Now, this is going to be your 6 because 8 subtract your 2 is going to give you your 6, right? So now that's far as your example 1 is concerned, right? Now let's make up some space and look at what we have for our example 2, right? Now before we start our example 2, I want you to check something. Can you look at the coefficient of this? Can you see that all the coefficient, there is nothing that have your x or either your y coefficient, right? So now let's start by equating all of this and see what is it that we can have. Now, firstly, you can take your first equation as your 3x, subtract your 2y is equals to 8. We make this your equation 1, right? Now, let's take the second one. Now, the second one, you are having your 4x plus your 2y is equals to what? Your 6. This is your equation 2. Now, however, there is something that we can do with this equation. Surely you can see, right? Now, isn't it that you have 2 that is common in all this, right? So which means we can divide by 2 everywhere. Let's get another nicer color there. So now if you are dividing by 2 here, you divide by 2 here, you divide by 2 here, what is it that you're going to have? Look, you are going to have your 2x plus your y is equals to your 3, right? And then now from this equation, you can make your y your subject of the formula, isn't it so? And if you are making your y your subject of the formula, what is it that now you are going to have? Look, this is going to be y is equals to 3 subtract your what? Subtract your 2x, right? Then now you make this to be your equation 2. Remember, I just took this 3 and then this 2x, and then I transpose it this other side, isn't it so? Then that's going to be that. So now, can you see that your equation 3 consists of a subject of your formula, which is y, right? So which means what you can do is you can then substitute. Now, what you can do is you can substitute your equation, what? Your equation 3. You can take your equation 3 and substitute it into your equation 1. Isn't it so? Right? So now what you are going to do, isn't it that where there is y, you are going to put 3, subtract your 2x, right? Hopefully this makes sense, right? Now let's then start and substitute. Now what we are going to do, look, the first one we are having 3x, subtract your 2, but now you have y, right? So when you see your y, you put what? You put your 3, subtract your 2x, right? And this is going to be equals to your 8. Sure. Then now, what is it that you're going to do from here? This is going to be your 3x. Then you multiply the negative 2 with the entire bracket. So this is going to be your negative 6. And then when you multiply, the other one is going to be plus your 4x is equals to your 8. Isn't it so? Then now from here, you're going to group your like terms. You are having your 3x plus your 4x. This is going to give you your 7x. Now you come back, you take this 6 this side. When you take this 6 this side, it's going to be positive. So now you are having 8. You're having 8 plus 6. And what is 8 plus 6? That gives you your 14, right? So you divide by your 7, you divide by your 7. Therefore, can you see that your equation of x, or rather your value of your x, is going to be equal to what? What is 14 divided by 7? That's 2, right? Now, that is going to be your 2. And then now that you have found what is going to be your value of your x, then you're going to come back and say now, you're going to go and substitute x out again in any of this equation, right? Now, but now you can, because you are looking to find out your value of your y, so you can substitute your x here into your equation, right? So which means you can come here and say now, you say you substitute your what? You substitute your x into which equation? Into your equation 3, right? Now, if you substitute that in your equation 3, then what are you going to have? This is going to be your y is equals to your 3, subtract your 2, where there is x, you write what? You write your 2. Isn't it so? Now, what is going to be this? This is going to be 3, subtract your 4, and then therefore your y is going to be given what? What is 3 subtract that? This is going to be your negative 1, right? So which means your value of your y is going to be equal to negative 1, and your value of your x is that, right? So you can write that in coordinates form, which means you are having your 2 and you are also having your negative 1, right? So this is as far as, simultaneous equations are concerned, right? So hopefully now you'll be able to juggle through some of these problems that involve simultaneous equation. Thank you very much.